bring you a discussion on Prime Minister's Mann Ki Baat. The participants are Vinay Kumar, political analyst, and S. Rangabashyam, anchor.
Vinay Kumarji, a warm welcome to the program to discuss about the 108th episode of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Mann Ki Baat program. The first thing which I want to discuss with you is the number itself, 108. Actually, the Prime Minister also himself highlighted the fact that today's episode is 108, and in Indian tradition, in Hindu tradition, it has a very significant place, 108, isn't it?
As you pointed it out, and Prime Minister began his 108th episode of Mann Ki Baat today on the last day of 2023 with the number 108. So 108, Prime Minister said, is very deeply connected with the people's faith and belief. And he said that if you see, there are 108 beads in a rosary, there are 108 bells in temples, and there are 108 steps to a temple. So it is a very auspicious number which is deeply connected with the religious psyche of the people and with their beliefs when they visit holy shrines. And Prime Minister pointed out that is why this episode of Mann Ki Baat becomes very significant, because it is the last episode of the year which is slipping away, and as we welcome 2024. So Prime Minister harped upon it and then began his nearly 33-minute address in Mann Ki Baat, touching upon various themes and achievements in the year gone by, which India can be very proud of.
Vinayji, at the very outset itself, the Prime Minister also extended best wishes to the entire countrymen for the new year 2024. What would you say? Again, this new year would be full of achievements and accomplishments, and whatever he wants for his fellow countrymen, he will be kind of striving to achieve all those goals.
Yes, Ranga. Before going ahead, I'll also would like to point out that, Mann Ki Baat Prime Minister started on 3rd of October 2014. And this Mann Ki Baat program completed its 100 episodes on 30th of April 2023. And due to elections, Prime Minister did not take up this address. And you see the wide reach of this program of Prime Minister Modi, which is broadcast in 11 languages, foreign languages, and 22 Indian languages. So apart from this, Prime Minister, began with the spirit of positivity that India has shown in the past few years. And he said that, India is brimming with self-confidence and self-reliance. And he appealed to the people of India to carry this spirit, which needs to be maintained and carried forward in 2024. And he reminded citizens of numerous achievements of the country in 2023, pointing out how innovative technologies such as artificial intelligence has brought about convenience in people's life in different sectors of the society. And he said that people still send him congratulatory messages on the successful Chandrayaan-3 mission. And the goal which Prime Minister wants the country to achieve in the coming year is exploration of new technologies like artificial intelligence. And he said that, they should be made foolproof. And in different sectors, Prime Minister also mentioned, the women scientists who were involved in a very deep manner in Chandrayaan-3 mission. Then he harped upon the song Natu Natu, which became a craze across the globe. And then Elephant Whisperers, the documentary. So Prime Minister said, not only innovation, not only this spirit of self-confidence, but this creative energy which people have shown, which the youth have shown across sectors, that needs to be maintained. And everyone across the length and breadth of the country was happy with these achievements which the country has made in these sectors. More importantly, I would say that Prime Minister emphasized upon India becoming an innovation hub, which is a symbol of the fact that we are not going to stop coming year. And Prime Minister mentioned that 2015, India was at 81st place in Global Innovation Index. Today, it is 40th. and 60% of the patents which have been registered are domestic. So these kind of achievements Prime Minister mentioned, and he said the same kind of spirit should be seen in 2024.
Vinayji, the Prime Minister also made a mention of Nari Shakti Vandana Act, which was being awaited for many, many years. The entire country was, waiting for the Nari Shakti Vandana Act. But if you see the Indian ethos, our ethos has been such that we have always been extending respect to women folk since time immemorial.
Yes, you are right. Everyone knows that even when Lord Ram, during his campaign to locate Ma Sita, he made an appeal to Durga. From times immemorial, this tradition has gone on. And Prime Minister rightly said that, this Nari Shakti Vandana Act, which had been in the pipeline for years, he made a special mention of this as a special achievement which was done, which was passed, approved by Parliament during a special 4-day session just before this last session ended. And he said that, not only Nari Shakti Vandana Act, but successful campaigns like Meri Mati, Mera Desh and Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav have also gone in and gone on successfully. And Prime Minister mentioned that on 3rd of January, we will celebrate birth anniversary of Savitri Bai Phule and Rani Velu Nachiyar. So he said that this shows the way that to take further the woman power. So all in all, not only from the times immemorial, from the ancient times, we have shown respect to the woman power, to the goddesses. We have a plethora number of goddesses whom we invoke at the time of crisis, including, when you take the name of Lord Ram, you take name of Sita along with. It is a general greeting to have the name of Sita along with Ram, to have the name of Radha along with Lord Krishna. So the Prime Minister said that, Savitribai Phule and Rani Velu Nachiyar were embodied this kind of spirit, and they show that how women power can be further strengthened. And that was his pointer that this spirit should be carried forward in the coming year.
Vinayji, the Prime Minister also made a mention about, many people still writing to him expressing joy on India becoming the 5th largest economy in the entire world, and also reminding him of the success of the G20 Summit. And especially G20, if you see in the last 1 year, it had become a people's movement. So many events organized right from, schools and colleges to universities, across business chambers, in government offices, autonomous bodies, organizations. It had every nook and corner of the country was covered in one or the other event related to G20. And it culminated in the grand success of India, hosting the G20 Summit.
If you see the Prime Minister in his earlier address, G20, when India assumed the charge of presidency of G20 from Indonesia, so the Prime Minister had said that India will try and focus on making G20 people's movement, a people's summit which India is going to host. So in that term of the sense, if you see, several events were organized across the length and breadth of the country, whether it was in Uttarakhand, Srinagar, if it was on tourism, it was Uttarakhand and Jammu and Kashmir, it was in Gujarat, it was in other parts of the country. So G20 summits themes were taken across the country so that people feel a sense of involvement. And it should be people's presidency, what Prime Minister had said earlier. And in true sense of the term, India fulfilled that commitment before handing over the G20 presidency to the next nation. I think it is Brazil. And the culmination was the grand summit in New Delhi, as we all know, in Bharat Mandapam. Prime Minister took personal interest in ensuring that this summit goes off without a blemish, without any doubt being raised on India's power, India's capabilities, showcasing India's capabilities to organize and hold such a mega event where top leaders of the world, of the developed world, are assembling in one city. So it is not a small job to organize such a mega event, which people used to say it can only be held either in US or in other developed nations. So India showed not only its might but its capabilities to the world in organizing such a summit. And I think the important point was that how Prime Minister and our diplomats toiled day and night to hammer out a consensus at G20 declaration, which was hailed by one and all. So that was the not only the organizing power and capability of India, which was on display, on showcase, but also the diplomatic power of India, the soft power of India, the persuasive power of India, which was on display when G20 declaration was adopted with consensus. So I think that in itself was a great achievement of G20 as culminated in a grand success in our national capital.
Vinayji, I am sure you will agree that in today's episode of Man Ki Baat, probably the focus was a lot on health as well. He spoke about lifestyle related diseases, Fit India, about healthy food options, and also the focus on mental health and well-being. He broadcast the message of people from different walks of life like Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, cricketer Harmanpreet Kaur, actor Akshay Kumar and Vishwanathan Anand and all that. And even in that, he highlighted the fact that it's very important to get a good night's sleep. And especially in these times when, people and youngsters are used to gadgets and mobile phones and laptops, sleep has probably taken a backseat.
Prime Minister used experiences while he shared experiences of these luminaries and celebrities because they influence a great number of people like Sadhguru Harmanpreet Kaur, the youth icon cricketer, who stressed upon the importance of doing exercises and having a proper sleep cycle. And our chess champion Vishwanath Anand, who said that, you have to keep calm and focus on the task ahead. And startup founder Rishabh Malhotra from Bangalore, who has this startup Tagda Raho. And Prime Minister said that, this young man from Bangalore has shown the importance of the traditional exercises of India. And not only that, the mental health, as you mentioned, Prime Minister, because this is one aspect which is not very well spoken of. And we know that, mental health is associated with depression, anxiety, bipolar disorders. And on a rough estimate, about 60 to 70 million people suffer from common mental disorders and they face stigmatization in society. So this coming from Prime Minister, this Fit India movement and Eat Well also mentioned that, nutritious diet is also very important. And in that connection, he mentioned that due to India's efforts, International Year of Millets was announced. And a lot of focus was on eating well, doing exercises, sleeping well, and mental health as well. So this is one aspect on which Prime Minister said, use these influencers and celebrities to carry home the message that Fit India campaign is very crucial and it is very important for youth because India is a youthful country, for its youth to remain fit to carry forward their tasks at hand. So I think this drives a very important message of fitness routines and talking about 7 to 8 hours of proper sleep and remaining composed and mentally fit. That is how you can carry the tasks at hand forward. So I think coming from Prime Minister in his Man Ki Baat address, this assumes a great significance which people will realize and people will take it incorporate this in their lifestyles.
Vinayji, thank you so much for joining us in this discussion about the 108th episode of Prime Minister's Man Ki Baat program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on Prime Minister's Man Ki Baat. The participants were Vinay Kumar, political analyst, and S. Rangabhashyam, anchor. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 928-909-4044.
This is Delhi. Please stand by for our next program. This is All India Radio. We now bring you the weekly program Anugunj based on the archival inputs of All India Radio.
ये आकाशवाणी है। प्रस्तुत है आकाशवाणी संग्रहालय द्वारा निर्मित साप्ताहिक कार्यक्रम अनुगूंज।
हर पल बीते